Economic management has again been thrust into the campaign spotlight. The opposition has unveiled its 10-year economic plan, arguing Labor can return the budget to surplus at the same time the coalition will. But there's a catch, which the government has seized upon. Political reporter Matthew Doran explains.
The path to surplus is a long and winding road, and there's always more than one way of getting there. This is the coalition's route over the next 4 years, decreasing budget deficits before heading back into the black in the 2020-2021 financial year. Labor now says it will hit that same milestone.
Our fiscal trajectory is the same as the government's. The impact of our decisions sees our budget return to balance at exactly the same time, whether you have a Liberal government or a Labor government.
But the opposition's path appears a bit more bumpy. They're forecasting greater deficits than the coalition over the next 4 years. But there's no detail as to just how bad they'll get. That's before arriving at the same surplus destination. Labor is also relying on government forecasts outlined in the May budget they've already thrown shade on for being too rosy.
They've had to admit to the Australian people before this election that if you vote Labor, you are voting for higher deficits and you are voting for higher debt, a higher debt burden on future generations.
The opposition argues some of its key savings measures, such as scrapping negative gearing on existing properties and changing capital gains tax, don't really start helping government coffers until after the forward estimates. That's why they're calling for a debate on costings over 10 years. The coalition doesn't want to play that game, arguing such projections get too risky because there are too many variables, such as fluctuating global markets. But we know such modelling exists. Treasury was forced to release 10-year projections on the coalition's planned company tax cut. The argument is whether Australians want a government which risks long-term financial planning or one which follows tighter standard forecasting practices.